I don't know why the chat is not activated. Hello. Everything looks normal, but trust me, it's not. We're in version, we used to be in 124, now we're in 133. So, there's that. Probably should keep some of these. Can't believe we came across a village that actually has 2 waystones, so we instantly have 1 waystone at home and 1 waystone somewhere else. And if we ever want to, we can just steal that. I don't know why we have a pickle here, but we do. Pineapple, 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 pineapple on pizza. Ugh. Well, we got some more iron, so that's nice. I have a second backpack, which is also really nice. It has a battery, and I don't know why I have it. Okay, so we need some chicken shit, and I don't know where to get it. Yeah, we need the flax seeds, because we don't have flax yet, and we need to start having flax, so that it's easier to get string. Yes, no, 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 mostly no. Why would I ever do this? I have sheep! I will mock you with this carpet that I can't place because you're in the way! Get out of the way, 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 get out of the way. Just... I don't know where the other carpet went. Hello, cows. How are you doing? Suck a dick. Yay, more cows. Cows are nice. Where is my chat? Chat is broken. Where is my chat? I'm gonna die. Bleh. Hamburger. How do I get energy? How do I make it myself smart? How do I use intelligence and have the ability to use knowledge? What is knowledge? What is that? Why do I have a deaf history? Uh-huh. The fuck? Looking for some bone meal, see if I have any, and... Where are the berries? Where are the berries? This is supposed to have berries on it! The berries are supposed to make me heal. And shit. I'm wondering why bushes aren't hurting me anymore. What the f- Why did they... Right, so um... You can dodge? Yeah, I tried. I fucking thought I tried that. Why is equals everything? Why would that be everything? Why is everything equals? Everything! Why is everything equals? Normal cows can't get normal sheep. uh, I find it weird that I can reach 3 blocks away, but I can't reach 3 blocks down. Ah-dee-da-dee-do. Ooh. More potatoes. Yay. Oh, frick. We're supposed to make a lot of flax. No, we're not. Because we have sheep. We have sheep. Wait. But we... But... But... Fine. I'll make flax. Douche! Yay! Wait, no. It's perfectly fine because they did start as being fourth. I was... Shut up. I don't know what I'm doing. Bucket of puffer fish, imp scale, and a chainmail chest plate. Low gravity chest plate. I don't need sugar cane. I don't need any of this shit. Get out. I don't know why I designed my place this way. I don't know what type of chest that is. Don't ask. I don't know what this does. Is it supposed to be like fall damage or something? Because it doesn't do an action. It just is like a passive, and it doesn't actually like equip. So it's like I don't know how it works. What the fuck? Oh. Booby trap. I should have just made the baggie. Da-di-da-do. What book? I looked for F5 and I don't know why I can't switch it from that to something else because I hate F5 on this keyboard. It's a dumb keyboard. iPad's gonna die. No one's here. No one's ever gonna be here. Never coming. To be, it's not here. My friends.
Schließ I'm here for
Unlike some people, I don't have to worry about getting money to people. At least I have that going for me. No one ever cares. One person cares. Barely. Hey guys. Guys, you're never here. Yvonne, you're the only one who's ever showed up sometimes. And I appreciate you, and I remember Danny showed up. No one else. Just scam artists. I used to be big, okay? I used to have 900, near 900 subscribers. I had over 6,000 videos. I don't just do this because, hey, why not just see me play a game? I was big. I wasn't some tiny little channel that's gonna take another 4 years to get up to 100, and another 4 years after that again to get up to 800 subscribers. And maybe someone will start watching my videos even then. Let's face it, with all the stuff that I did, the people who were subscribed to me didn't come over to this channel. It's been a year since I died. I might be able to keep on going. You don't understand. You don't know what I was. I was the same level of good as Captain Sparkles. Everyone else, I've been here this whole time for 12 years. I'm not 1 year old. I'm 13 years old now. As a channel. And my Twitch channel started growing. And the only reason I was able to keep going at all was because my Twitch channel had something going on for it. It got up to 300 followers. And for a Twitch channel, that should be big enough to get affiliate at 50. So I'm sad because the system is stupid and it doesn't reward me for the work I've done and the people who've actually showed up. It just cares about the fact that when I stream, I am streaming most of the time to no one. So that's why I don't stream to Twitch as often, because I want the people to actually be there when I stream, but they're not going to be there if they can't anticipate me being there. I was offered a community, but the community doesn't help people. They're not reaching out to me. They're not trying to help me have ideas and know what to do or be around me with my live streams so that I have someone watching. The only times people watch what I post is when I make a weird drink or if I make some video that has nothing to do with me. It's just me reacting to something, or it's just me posting something about a movie, a clip, or something about Markiplier, or whatever else. I'm bigger on here than I am. I'm bigger on Twitch than I am on here, and I gave up Twitch. I'm bigger on TikTok than I am here. I don't know how many games I played on Simon Tracer channel. $12 and I got myself up to so many videos. Some of my top videos from Simon Tracer channel got up to 1,000, and then up to 8,000 was the highest ones, and it was silly games for my phone. A 1,000 people watching something that was basic, like. And now people are telling me it's getting harder and harder to start up if you're not some fresh new face or well known because you're in a school and everyone's interested in finding out about what you're doing. To have a community to start with. I was murdered by YouTube. Not for anything that I did, but for things I didn't do. Like edit private videos so that they can be okay for YouTube. Because as we all know, any video that has explicit stuff, even stuff from video games and wherever else, could be considered pornography, basically. Clearly. Like HuniePop. So you have to edit it beforehand, which is not something they had the decency to just tell me. Listen, if you change a policy on a goddamn website that houses thousands of videos per person, you're not going to just immediately locate all the crap that maybe you're bothered about and then mass report them and kill their channel and not understand that you are the one who is a murderer and you owe me. You have any fucking clue how close I was to advertisements? 1 year. I would have been there by now if it wasn't for you. And when I got advertisements, all the 6,000 videos which would be easily, possibly able to get views of all the different games of Animal Crossing and Minecraft and all the different shooting games and the PUBG and the Adventure Capitalism and Adventure Communist and Tribes and Castles and Lonely Planet, all sorts of games from Steam, all sorts of games from my phone, all sorts of games from consoles, like Mario Maker and Mario Maker 2, and the fact that I beat a world record in 13, it took 13 hours to do it, but I did it, or I was the first to set the world record on that. The only evidence is a post made on Twitter, and my Twitter almost died because some idiot decided to say, "Oh, we're under new management and everyone who's not going according to policy is going to get kicked out," when they were completely severely backlashed because literally everyone else is doing whatever the hell they're doing now on Twitter, and nothing has changed. So if you're bothered about stuff I retweet, you can't blame me for that because it's just the stuff that's there. If you want to bother me about the stuff that I tweet, yeah, that's like less than 1% of my activity on Twitter. So of course they freaking gave it back. I have over 45,000 retweets. Because I was able to stay there. I'm massive. And I have certain tweets tagged so that over the years, the oldest tweet is still accessible as the pinned tweet. And some other things along the way that are special moments are in that pinned tweet. And I am transparent as frick. But then in August, YouTube has the nerve to tell me that they detected a certain type of pornography on my channel. And I'm like, besides the fact that I can't at all look at all of them, and besides the fact that there's 6,000 videos, over 10 hours a piece sometimes, and no joke, over 10 hours a piece sometimes. 16 hours was the longest I've ever streamed in a day. Always in multiple parts because they don't encode longer than 11 and such hours. Why don't I have a straw? $25,000 hours of my time. Murdered because of one faulty live stream that happened when I wasn't aware of it. Looking at my phone for 4 hours because Streamlabs had a glitch. They have patched that. It was when you end the stream. Sometimes because there's an internet connection issue or whatever else, if you end the stream, on your end you think you ended it. On their end, they think you didn't. So they just try to reconnect you. I was watching a movie for 2 hours. My phone was in my freaking bag. I wasn't aware of anything. And then when I did have my phone, I was doing the stuff that a normal adult might do. Look at some porn. I'm not gonna freaking deny what I do. Who cares? People look at porn on their off time, not on freaking streams. And they say they detected things. Well, I don't care what you detected. For all anyone knows, someone could have hacked into my account and put in a bunch of things that, like, I have not been aware of this entire time. How can you not be aware of streams that are inside of the video, inside of the whatever else stuff that is made, like, even of me? Anyone can take a video and download it. Or if I share a video to them in confidence, and if they have the access to my account somehow, because they paid some hacker to get into it, or they had my confidence and I shared my password, which is not the case. So the only way is a hacker. A data breach in Google security. Not only do I claim that the only stuff that I could have possibly had is suggestive video games that, if edited, would have been fine for YouTube. Anything like extreme or whatever else, any other crap, never. For those 4 hours during that stream in last February, no one was there. And even if they were there, I don't know what the hell they see. Yes, Streamlabs on my phone as I was ending the stream of a game, so clearly it's going to be scanning the screen. When you're not in the app streaming, there's no indicator. There's nothing. There's only notifications if you check those. It's not like DU Recorder where you have an obvious bubble that shows you it's live. And unless you check your YouTube channel, which is exactly what happened. I checked my YouTube channel I checked YouTube just in general, just to watch something. And it told me that a live stream was up of mine. And I'm like, wait, no, I stopped that. So I refresh, it's still there. I directly remove I close the live stream, I make it private so no one can see it. I took care of it. Even though it's a freak accident, Streamlabs hasn't come up to YouTube to tell them they fucked up and dropped the ball, and somehow I end up having my channel lost. So basically, I should be suing Streamlabs, and I should be suing YouTube for all of the money that I could have been earning this year. There is no way I would be under 900 subscribers. I had 100 subscriber boost every year since I got 100. It went quickly up to 300. It jumped up to 700. It crawled its way to 800. It got to 882 or something. I don't know what it's like to have 6,000 actual videos. I'm not talking about videos that are fake, that are artificially made, any of that shit. I don't care who the fuck you are and what you are trying to protect the YouTube system from, but I'm a normal creator just making normal videos like I'm making right now. This is what you're trying to protect YouTube from. Okay. The other thing that happened was during the freaking COVID bullshit, and slightly before then, I started saying the N-word. Not one of my proudest moments in history. At some point, I slowed down with that. But guess what? People are saying that in freaking music. Black people all over the world are able to say that freaking word and not have any issue with anyone. No one freaking cares. No one bats an eye. The closest thing to it is if I were to say, man, shut up. Or, man, fuck you. Man is the new N word. It's the M word. Man, you're stupid. When I went to Twitter, and then they went to the people, and the people say they think they did the right thing. They think they did a thorough job in their freaking search of whatever it was that was on my channel. Well, what I'm doing is asking you, what the fuck did you find? I didn't find out in February. It was like pulling teeth for them to say it's because of graphic nudity and pornography things that we have issues with about your private videos. Give an example. Show me what the frick you're accusing me of. Explain! You talk about transparency. You murdered me with a lie. Because literally, it went from February to August until you actually said the full thing of what you think you found. Because you know what I did? I went on everyone's freaking comment list saying about how I died. I'm still complaining. I'm still upset. Because I'm owed. You think, oh, it was just a tiny channel. No, it wasn't. It was no tiny channel. I don't care who the frick was watching at the time. It was 6,000 videos of a lot of stuff that was fun. And everyone enjoyed it. And I had people collaborating, and I had people making art and doing all sorts of things, and no one knows me now. The only people who know me are the ones who are on Twitch. And barely they do. Someone decided they wanted to try to help me get up to Path of Affiliate. All I was just constantly doing, day in, day out, I would stream to Twitch, I would take the VODs, I would chop them down in the Twitch highlight editor, and I would send them over to YouTube so that I would have tons and tons of content literally every day. If it was a half-hour long video of my 16-hour long live stream, that's 32 segments. That's 32 videos I would be able to post. If I posted 2 hours, it would be 8 videos. So that fills up my entire week in one day. Or it fills up my entire month. That's the difference. And then I have to go and I literally could just go and do it again An entire month's worth of content in one day. Again. For people who are thankless, well, for literally anyone who would be willing to enjoy the videos, I don't mind. It's not even the fact that I'm small right now. It's the fact that I literally have lost so much for me, so much progress. It's like, oh, if someone loses millions of views, they're great personality. They're someone who has done things with other people. They are known everywhere. You lose one channel, another million people are going to show up to the next one. You're not having any issues. Everyone would be like, fuck, where did that guy go? And they search for him. So what does 800 people mean to me? Everything. It means literally everything. It's the start. It means 12 years. It means 25,000 hours of my life. It means tons and tons of good and connections. All the things I was subscribed to, all the comments I've ever made that people liked, all the comments I made that people didn't like. This doesn't have coffee in it. It's Boost and chocolate milk because the Boost doesn't taste as great without the chocolate milk also in there. When I got to 100 subscribers, I played Bean Boozle Challenge Roblox. I think. And I did the same thing for my 200 subscriber challenge. And then I did Minecraft, but it was 1 block tall. 1 block tall life was a series that went on for a couple years, and I got all the way up to Netherite. I finished it. I didn't even care. I just went off into the Nether. I used beds. I used TNT. I blew up everything. Didn't care. I didn't need fire resistance. It's a freaking OG. And I got every bit of mending the old-fashioned way. 10 months of fishing. Like an idiot. No, like you had to do before villagers became possible. Yeah, that was before villagers. Although it was also on the Switch, so I don't know if that's accurate. But I didn't know villagers was even a possibility. And so easy to do. And now they've changed villagers. So I don't even know how to use villagers anymore. I don't know how to use the trades. I don't know how to make things happen. And this is Minecraft, Dawncraft, where none of those trades exist. There are no such things as regular villages. You can't just get mending somewhere. You would have to go fishing for it. You can't just learn how to fish, because you have to learn how to learn knowledge, too. And I've been at this for 2 days. Doing 5-hour days or 5-hour long shifts. And this is my second shift today. You know, 5 hours, and it starts to lag. It starts to be not so easy to play. So I don't force you to watch all the loading. I just wait until it started, and then I start playing the video for you. doing the live stream. I remember Dream. I remember Technoblade. I wish I could have been around him, like, at all in any competition whatsoever. I could have. I used to play Bed Wars. I remember Cryotic. And he collaborated with PewDiePie, he collaborated with all sorts of people, and it was fun. You know? And pressure got to him with a lot of different things besides his social life. The fact that people were asking him for him to give them a portion of his earnings. He's not obligated to do that, you know. People who collaborate on your videos, you don't need to give them any freaking thing. If you made your own video, you post it on your own channel. If it gets views, great. You did your part and you got your share. That's how it works. If we all focus on just one channel, right? You know what I remember freaking Russ Money saying about Cry? He said the most sickening thing I've ever heard. That Cry stole his girl and he was afraid he was going to steal the next one. That's not fucking how it works, you idiot. She finds someone attractive and interesting, and yeah, he has a lot of charisma. What are you? Literally his right-hand man. So, if the girl didn't like you enough to stick around you and she would rather be with him, it's because he had a lot of good to offer. Or whatever. And the weird thing is, people say like, oh, he was interested in this person who was this age when he was this age. Russ was going after the same person. What kind of double standard are we talking about here? And who cares about the age? She was of age. And when he got closer to her, it's when she was older enough. Who cares about when you meet someone? When you want to start something stronger than that, you wait until it's appropriate. That makes whatever you freaking... Like, unless there's more that I'm not understanding, which apparently people are going to lie about a lot about it. And you're going to say, oh, it's not lies. Go check out the Reddit. There is lots of proof. Yeah? I focus on home. Russ Money. And literally, I don't know anyone else. What bugs me, when he was complaining about, when he was like, not so much complaining, but he was like freaking out. I find it hard when I don't hear any of them bothered about the fact that he's buckling under so much pressure. And he gets them their break. He gets them their stardom. He gets them the ability to have the career that they have now. Who cares what? You want to have a career that was worth you? There's no way. you can even go back to when you started, like I did, like I was forced to do. For nothing. Literally nothing. I didn't just watch him make content, I saw him be a freaking genius with comedy. I saw him, like, seriously not having enough emotional support. And then you got all sorts of people wanting him to do all sorts of things because he's so amazing. I don't think he had a proper handler, or what do you call it? Um, you know, coordinator. What the hell is, I don't care what the name of it is. Cryaotic didn't have someone to be on his side. Or be there to help him manage things. The fact that money was into it, it's like he just wanted to make content. He was happy that everyone else was happy. You start putting money involved, and he's still young at the time. And he literally just can't handle it. You go from being someone who's basically not even doing his own life much, and just did this because it was fun. It's really fun. You know how hard it is to try to start again when you know most people are going to hate you? Even if you try. That amount of hate, you're basically saying, like, first of all, these were used to be my best friends. Who the hell am I, of all the, now I've been seen by so many people as this horrible thing. Who the hell could I ever collaborate with ever again? Who would want to be seen next to me? How can I ever try having fun like that again? Doing it on my own? Yeah, not gonna happen. No one's gonna care about me doing it on my own. A lot of what I built up was because I was able to do it with people. And a lot of what I have now, I mean, let's face it, Lethal Company is great, and I'm glad for the people that I've been able to collaborate with. Spontaneously. Randomly. Having very few actual connections to anyone and like plans of what to do next. There was only that other guy, Jonathan, and we played Monster Hunter World for like 8 levels, 8 sections of the world progression, which is massive. Stuff got busy. And we played the GTA 5 together, and that was fun. We played Minecraft a little bit together, but it just wasn't there because it wasn't modded. And when we tried modded, it wasn't super nice or fun or easy to do things with. It's like, how do you even go beyond what you have? And then when you try to make like something like a mob spawner, which is slightly advanced, yeah, he didn't even do the research of like how tall you need to make it, because like I didn't know either, but I did the research, and it was hard because you have to find out either one, like the range of where the mobs see the player is what matters. The range of how far away until they start spawning matters. The elevation of the entire system matters. So if you go very high up, they might not spawn. If you go very low down, they might spawn. So you need to go down to make a mob spawner work. They are in the dark, and especially if they're low down, and if there is no light, apparently light has to be 0. All this other stuff, whatever. We still had a great time. We had our dogs, we had bees and stuff, we had villagers. But it's like, I don't know. There's this whole thing about this new GTA 5 world that he's sort of working on to try to make it bigger, and it's like, it's not. Besides the fact, it's just, at the time, it's not, I don't know its progress level, but it's not big right now. And the last time I was in the GTA 5 thing, that ended so badly that it just sucked the life right out of me. I was doing my regular job, running a truck, and I get attacked by people. And they try to have this meeting with me as if for some reason, normal messages didn't work. And the urgency was there so much that they harassed the shit out of me. And then before I was able to even go out and do anything else, I was just going to go home, put my car away. And if they wanted to have a meeting, the protocol is that you go to a designated site for a meeting and you talk about things rationally. Not only did they attack me while I was doing my job, which is not something a gang just randomly does, they have to have it with they have to do it with purpose. You're literally told you don't attack people doing their job. Right? The fact that I was kidnapped while doing my job is like, okay, you can do that maybe, but just a random attack? That's pushing it way too far. And then they froze my character and said that I was forced to talk to them in public. It's like, we could go somewhere else. We could go to somewhere where we normally talk about. They claimed that I was metagaming, which I wasn't. I was just using maybe a grocery cart to get myself out of a hospital that I should have had the right to use, and it was glitchy. I found a solution. I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to do, and I'm not telling anyone about the fact that you can use grocery carts to get through locked doors. Not officially. It's just part of the video. Other players, unless they watch my videos, aren't gonna know that shit. And there was something about the owner of the server's girlfriend was being a jerk. She was uptight for like way too many weeks. And I told her, flat to her face, I don't think you deserve to be an admin here. Because I try to give you some basic criticisms about, like, listen, the game is doing this and that, and I mentioned something in general chat, and I'm also slow. I'm mentally slow. So when I say I am sorry for sending something in general chat about a issue with the game, right? I mean it. But the last time I mentioned anything about the game, it wasn't like I was trying to make a ticket in the general chat. I'm not stupid. I only said, hey, there was an issue. It made me stressed out. Your response is supposed to be that you say, oh, I'm sorry you had this issue. If it's serious enough to post a ticket, please do so. Otherwise, yeah, hang in there, okay? And I'm like, I can be just like it. Okay. And I didn't let it bother me. I just went back, played the game, and they attacked and bullied and harassed the shit out of me. And then they tried to talk about issues that they had with me. If you want to have a conversation about what someone is doing wrong, don't make them a victim of harassment, of badgering, of attacks and stressful situations that happened just recently. Right? Wait till they're calm, have a normal talk with them, and try to say, well, you really can't just use the grocery carts or other items to maybe try and bypass certain places that you're normally not supposed to go into. Well, you know what? I used a grocery cart somewhere else while I was doing garbage because I wanted to go into the locked area you're not supposed to be able to get into to pick up the bags of normal garbage and then get out again. And I did it. And I don't care if it's metagaming. It's just me using a basic trick to maybe save a few seconds and be a little bit clever about picking up, literally, in-game garbage. Just trying to earn a living. And if my truck is knocked over, guess what? We're supposed to have objects that are able to flip the car over and flip the truck over. And those commands aren't working. So what's the difference if I use a command or if I have an object that is physics-based, bump into that truck to push it up, like a jack doing what actual jack would do. Because I had a jack, I shove it into the car, if physics collides, we can retcon and say, he used it as it intended, even though you can't actually use it that way. And I tried to use forklifts. That didn't work. I'm fine with it. Because I don't want to have to ask the admins all the time for any nitpicky little thing. I'll find a solution. Or I just have to either do that or bail on the mission completely and wasted all my time. When there is a ability to write the car up and I just can't do it, that's a failure on the developer. That's your fault. So when I find a clever solution so that I don't have to ask for your help, because literally you would just go in there and you would spawn a stupid monster truck to try to do it. I knew how to do it in a clever way that wouldn't blow it up. Do you know how many times I tried doing one of the parking lot jobs? I think it's on this channel even. It was one hell of a fucking time. Because you have to back up the thing on... Apparently, the idea is that you have to back up your truck from a diagonal section of the road onto a narrow parking lot. It's hard to do, or it's nearly impossible to do. I did it without backing up from the outside diagonal. I get so frustrated about it. It was a bit of a bother, but I did figure out you can do a U-E in that you can do a so many point turn so that you can get that truck to aim in the way that it'll say that you can accept the mission, and it's done. And drop your trailer and go home. And I did a stupid driver's test where it's like you just have to learn how to do these basic things and you know how to drive. Officially, you know how to have the rules of the road and whatever else, follow the traffic speeds, and know how to avoid things passing and all of that. Did all of that, got my trucking license, was doing a normal trucking job. And when I roleplayed with people, it was usually when I was able to go to one of those shops. Opportunities for roleplay can only happen if you're actually doing stuff with other people. Otherwise, you also have a goddamn life. I don't know about you, but I'm not constantly interacting with people when I'm out there doing my regular lawn mowing job. I'm just mowing lawns. I don't have anyone that I directly need to talk to at that moment. And when an admin is talking to me about admin things, and then they pretend like it's the mayor, but they're not actually pretending it's the mayor, it's them talking as if they're the admin, they're not role-playing right. It's not me who's failing to roleplay at that point. It's them. But I didn't bother them about that. The few times I've ever been able to roleplay with someone, I talked about how I gave a lady on the road a hug and needed help emotionally. And how I'm just doing the 9 to 5, I'm just doing the night shift, I'm just doing whatever I'm doing. And, you know, I'm trying. I was such a good driver, they couldn't tell me apart from a freaking NPC. I was that good of a driver. Goddamn metagaming with my, the clothes I wore. Having my outfit fit the thing of being a truck driver. Or a mechanic. Doing a truck driving job. It's not my fault that for a special event I don't know exactly or don't have the clothes necessary to be able to switch stuff. I didn't have a place to live. They were still working on how to get a place to live. There was someone who was locked in his own house because the keys wouldn't work normally. I didn't rely on my friend all that much. I ended up buying my own house. And I had the garage in there. I did my job. And I roleplayed with people accordingly. And I did the goddamn being... You know how hard it is just doing the stupid flip the burgers bullshit. And the only time anyone would ever... Like, literally, metagaming? You want to talk about metagaming? They made a big advertisement about, hey, look at this guy's hot dog business. Or burger business. Whatever the hell business I was doing at the time. There's also a hot dog vending thing. somewhere. It wasn't implemented, but there is one. Was one. They've been dead for a while. I just did my job. And sure, I ended up I don't know why I have this habit of pick up everything that isn't nailed down. Because in the game where you can have all sorts of cars, because I did my job, I paid for the cars. No one gave me money. I did my job, I paid for the cars. So I was able to have all sorts of cars that were low price, had basic trunk space, and my idea was to also gain more money and stuff. And people were like, for some reason bothered about me, and someone wasn't getting my fair share of things, even though I put in the money for the casino, real money to buy a fake casino and a burger shop. I'm not saying that I didn't want to help the development of the game mods, but like, they were doing it all by hand. Pioneers. But it's like, you can't just expect people to try to do modding and stuff and all of that without also having their basic needs just already be met. This has to be a hobby, you understand. You can't have it be a business because it's not a business type thing. You have to have like maybe merchandise or whatever else to make it a business. Or you have to have like actual stuff that you have the right to say they can buy. The option of doing things. It's like $300 real money for an in-game object that you would be the owner of and operator of. No, I would say my commitment to be the owner and operator of that place is enough to be like, hey, if you want to pay like a $10 fee, boom, this is where you exist now. $10. That's fine. Not 150. You know how many giant 4-foot tall teddy bears I could have bought for 150? They were $40 at the time. If I put in a little extra money, 160, and I have 4-foot tall teddy bears. Why? Just a comparison. Or, pay my debts or something. And I was thinking about buying more stuff. I didn't know what available venues there were. I liked the billiards hall because I like pool. And it's like, oh, I would love to work here, but it's like you can only have so many places at a time because you literally can only be so many places at a time. Makes sense. But also, you're saying you only have so many jobs, but you also have the jobs that are actually the ones paying. I found it hard to exist. Paying for food wasn't possible. It wasn't even possible. Somebody drove a car so fast I got flung out into a bush. And they didn't realize until later on. And it's like, they're the ones who crashed into the bush. And I'm the one with the laggy computer, but they are the ones with the good computer and they crashed into the bush. at City Hall. How do you do that? In game, they should have paid me $1,000 for my freaking health benefits. Or 2,000, whatever the hell it was to revive me. Because I don't need to be paying that shit. You're the one who crashed into the goddamn bush. And I wanted to sue them for it in game. No one freaking listened. It's like you don't understand. You have to have a system for how you deal with this shit. There's this whole thing about protecting people's lives. Well, that's what I did. I wanted to be a medic so I could help them get back on their feet. If some stupid accident happens, I can just drive over there, get them back up. They can go over and get everything else done. But you know, it's just save them a bit of time, a bit of hassle. That's what I wanted to do. I was a self-serve. And no, I was freaking civil servant. I wasn't the SS. I was the SS and not the SS. Like communist. Too many SS things. Smart save. Yes, I was the smart save of Palladium. Where the hell was I? Scum City 2.0. The reason why I stopped playing Animal Crossing wasn't because people were stealing my stuff or making bad deals. It was because of the game itself, the entire nature of the game. I didn't care about how people were taking a golden rose or whatever the fuck. That was fine. You know what I was bothered about? When a character that I didn't know how I was supposed to like give gifts to everyone every freaking day. I don't know what the hell they like. I don't know how to find out. I'm just trying to get started. And so I'm supposed to multitask. Getting started, learning every day what these people like, and interacting with these fictional characters. And if I don't do that, they ask, hey, do you think I should maybe move? Because I don't even know if I'm liked here. And I'm like, I literally talk to you. And I give you stuff sometimes. You don't help me. You just like When did I ever ask for a gift from you? And when did you ever ask for a gift from me? The game had the characters guilt me into thinking I wasn't doing enough for their emotional needs, and I was like, fuck this shit. Because there's no right communication going on. It's just harassment the game. The fishing, the making a great base. I made a great house. It had all the stories. It was as tall as you can get. It was big. I unlocked everything. I completed the game. Basically. Did all the archaeology stuff. Characters were like, oh, well, why don't you give me something I would like sometimes? Otherwise, I just want to leave the freaking island. Maybe spread my wings, go somewhere else. Or the other idea is that apparently it's just because they want to just allow you, if you're not interested in them, maybe you be interested in someone else. And so they show you these new people, and maybe you want to switch from this person that you have to people that are new because the game has limited resources or whatever the fuck reason. Because it does. You can only put so many houses there. You can only make such a big save file. You can only do so much with the freaking game because the Switch is pathetic. Or it was, until they doubled the space. As if that's an upgrade. My phone has 4 times the amount of space as the original Switch. Twice as much as the current Switch. If my phone can have 128 gigabytes, why can't the Switch? Because it's literally smaller than the Switch. And it does more than the Switch. That's the end of it. I mean, the screen isn't as big. You don't exactly hook it up to to the TV as you might. But I mean, you could. There's nothing to say you can't like port games from your whatever to your phone and play them. I used to. It was $11 a month. So I tried it because I was like, is this good? And I was able to play some actual games like Fortnite on my phone. That was a video. It's gone forever. Played Subnautica. For all you know, I finished it. I played Portal 2, the co-op, alone, not on stream, because it was before streaming happened. For me, I think, before I could figure out how to do a stream about that game. Because I didn't have it. It's not like the PS4 that has it built into the system to stream from there. Horizon Zero Dawn, I played that. I could still play that. It's fun, sort of. It's not the best game for the console. Like literally, this is the console that, and you made it for this console, and it's not good enough a console to play this game that you just tried to push into it. Because something would happen and it lags. When it comes to a computer game, you can make excuses about maybe they didn't get their software or their hardware up to date. But when it comes to a console, there's no excuse. You either made the game correctly for the console or you fucked it up somewhere along the way, and the game becomes a piece of garbage ass that has impossible to play. There's all sorts of games like that. Reaching so high, even beyond the console's capabilities. Like, can't you just play stuff that used to be like inside of a goddamn floppy disk? I was playing a three-dimensional game. It wasn't exactly 3D. It uses pictures instead of actual 3D images and stuff, 3D characters. But what's the difference? The characters move in 3D space, you move in 3D space, you have objects that are there, you can pick up, and you get the bonuses. And Quake, like what was it? It was called Chasm. And the demo for that was good enough that it had like multiplayer, it had a bunch of different adventure maps that you could go to. You can play it on literally any computer that has a floppy disk drive. Back in the day, you could play on my freaking... You could play it on the school computer if you wanted to. Just... Are you not doing anything else? Shoot some zombies. Shoot some other things. Dismember! You could dismember! Oh, wait, I think they were actually proper 3D rendered. But you could literally take them apart. You could take their head off. You could take their arms off. And they would still attack you. It was a good game. Sure, it looks like a slightly less good version of Quake 3, but it's like, it was a good game. And it fit on a floppy disk. Now games are like, that's literally kilobytes of memory. You don't understand. We're talking about a full game in kilobytes of memory. You can't get the save file to be that small anymore. The save file is gigabytes for one of these games. The necessary hard drive space for any of these games that are just so huge is like 100 gigabytes. What? What did you do to make games need to be so big? Yeah, you can push the limits all you like, but it's like, these are best served as demos. We're still not at, like, once you get to RTX and all of that stuff, you get the computers capable of playing the stuff, we're still in the experimental phase. We're still experimenting. We're not even there yet. You get like a water-cooled computer, you get a thing that has actual, like, proper amount of RAM in it, whatever else. And you get this ray tracing stuff. I'm like, the GPU is just another processor on top of the regular processor performing certain specific tasks only towards all of that other stuff. So why not just have multiple GPUs or multiple regular processors? Segment the computer into its individual constituents so you can have all of the stuff, and yet all of it is processed separately, simultaneously, with enough processing speed that you can actually have processing that is like genuinely good enough to do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Freaking ILM. Yeah, Binding of Isaac was one of my first series, besides Roblox, which was the first game I ever played on my channel because it's literally the first game I ever played back in 2011. But I've been here since 2008. Like everyone. Google was the thing to be. If you were to say that Google was as capable as it is now back then, you'd be surprised because there's no freaking way it could even get close. And it's like the idea of earning money, it wasn't something that was on my mind back when I started. And I didn't make videos until really 2013, 2014. So I've been here for like literally 12 years. Like I said, 2011, 13 years. It's possible I played like hundreds of games. There's something. I didn't get enough sleep last night. So I'm tired now. It's only 9 o'clock. So now if I sleep, I'm going to wake up in the morning at a regular time. I don't know what to do. When I play Trackmania, I get bothered that the races are not made with the majority of players in mind. The majority of playing conventions. Like, you're not using action keys, you're using the arrow keys. You're using WASD. You're using spacebar. And their goddamn car doesn't even back up fast when you press reverse. You're supposed to be able to press reverse or the down button or whatever the hell it is so that you can so that you can back up. But apparently the engine isn't ready for that. And I'm like, there's no reason for you to not have the ability to go as fast reverse or pretty good reverse. Why does it have to be like a snail's pace in reverse? Why do your tires not stick to anything at a certain angle even though it's a performance engine? It's a freaking race car engine. Why do you not have the capacity to do this job? Are you kidding me? That doesn't make any sense. Friction and all that shit. It's a video game. The levels, like the last season's snake level, was just atrocious. And there was a line in there somewhere that could be fast enough, but getting that line, getting up to gold and getting beyond that was freaking not simple. I remember I literally started playing Trackmania and I got all the way to black. There are 5 different stages. Each one of them gets harder. Right? There's white, green, blue, red, and black. I can't even get into the red and black. Like, those are not accessible right now. Because I don't care to invest that much time in a level that I won't be able to access later on. But apparently I can, now that I bought the game for this year. I can do all of that stuff. I played a dozen different mod packs. I played RLCraft. I played RLCraft in super flat because it started getting laggy. And I had to play it in super flat in order to keep playing. And then I also played it in hardcore in super flat with certain specific rules. And I survived, which was crazy. Even in survival on RLCraft, like every so often I'll go back to that and I have the ability to make progress in that game. There are waystones that are near my base and I can just have a tunnel that leads directly to the waystone, so I can just go there whenever the hell and use the waystone. It's easy. And I don't have to worry about a dragon destroying it or whatever. Because I'm not near the dragon. I'm somewhere else. Dragging these nuts. I talk about science and stuff that people are supposed to understand and know, and they don't know. Like, for example, recently I saw a new Mach 5 jet idea, and weirdest freaking thing is that they have to turn on their other engine and turn off the first engine. Why would you have to do that? If you built it smart, you either have 2 engines or a combined engine that you can just go from one to the other and it just works. You just have the flow that you're able to get and do the things so that the RAM engine is able to do stuff. And you can also force it in even better with a Scram engine adaptation. Like, I would be there in a second and tell you, hey, you want to know how you make a transitional engine? Go from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3, because you're literally wasting your time with an engine that has to turn off in order to turn the better engine on. And you push the other engine to the brink in order to get it to that point. Instead of having an engine actually capable of getting you to that point, sustaining, switch over to the other system, which is literally in parallel, I would have it just a second engine on top of the original engine. Right? And then boom, that one takes over, it gives a certain amount of thrust, and the other one just basically shuts off. Controlled. A controlled shut off. And ways of doing that. Like, go to the end product, please. Where your testing and everything else doesn't have these silly, oh, I have to turn it off in order to turn on the other engine. It just feels dumb to me. It's like, yeah, you could start off as a propeller plane, and then you move on to jets. So you have to turn off the propellers to do the jets. I see no reason why you would have to turn off the one set of engines in order to make the other set of engines work. Because in my brain, there are ways of mitigating the damages and whatever else that leads to it being still on. Like, that prop and all of those components of the pressure and everything on whatever you do, right, with computer controls now and everything else that you do, you can have it so that the initial engine is still running while you turn on the other engine. Right? You do that thing, you have it separate, you make it work, and then boom, you have a similar amount of thrust in a similar direction, maybe not the same exact spot, maybe not the exact same thrust, but practically the same. It's like one engine right on top of the other. And you could use things to, or you could have a hybrid engine that is able to transition from one to the next to the next. Multiple engines is still not a bad idea. Could have all of that. The fact that you can make a jet that is now, it's basically like having a rocket engine. You're basically going as much close as you need to get into speeds that you definitely should be able to reach beyond. And they're saying, well, the ceramics are too expensive, so right now we're just working with and making sure that what we have is working. And I'm like, yeah. And then once you get the data from all of that, you're going to start working on the ceramics and all of that stuff. But right now it's just too expensive to invest all of that. Because you're literally going to try to invest stuff in all these other things that are capable of handling the pressures and temperatures and whatever else. And something that's actually like, you could just make the good engine in the first place. Do tests on that, refine that. But it's the fact that literally every time you make a spot clone or a Spot, like the robot Spot, you know, that little dog that's yellow. Every time you make one of those, the software that you trained for all this time is capable of being implemented in trillions of spots. There is no limit to the amount of spot that you can have out in the world gaining data. And every time that you do more work on it and give it more abilities, it can build up off of what the original person was able to design and build off of what the original people were able to build and program into it or help it learn and develop. There is no reason anyone should expect a supposed general purpose AI. Everyone is a specialist. Every single goddamn person is a specialist. There's no reason to make general purpose AI. Some people just do doctor jobs. Some people just do lawyer jobs. Some people just are the postmen. Some people just are the taxi drivers. Some people just are the train drivers. Some people just are the people in the restaurants. And everything else. The librarians. All of that stuff people are capable of. But no one person is doing all of the things. No one person is generalized. It doesn't matter if you make a general robot. It matters if you make a robot that has like intelligence and stuff. What you are trying to make is a robot that is all purpose and call it general. There's a difference. Yeah, I understand. And I didn't bring back the other iPad. There it is. So, what is this? Episode 6. Was I watching episode 6? I don't remember. I forget if I was watching another episode on like the actual history of my shit. Whatever. Apparently I was out watching episode 6. Or if I refresh... Yes, I was watching episode 6. And for some reason now I'm not. You would think when I switch devices I would be ahead or behind some amount. But I'm just here now. Something unsettling about that. What have I been doing? So, my fingers had a good break. I don't know about you, but using a keyboard and mouse just, like, it works my fingers. You kissed an old man. I could have kissed a man. He died. This game hasn't been running and now it's laggy. I don't understand. I think I'm gonna restart the game. I think I'm gonna start again. I feel like I've got to start again. This is lagging the fuck out.